The following is a presentation of The Day.
On a rainy, windy, and absolutely perfect day for football. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, live from the East Lyme High School campus. It is perhaps the best rivalry in the ECC across all sports, and certainly in football. The Waterford High School Lancers come here to East Lyme to take on the Vikings, and all the action is live on game day. Game day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Everything you want, whether it's a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, their experienced team's got you covered. So you can enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today at Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is their top priority. And by Philomena's. It's always game day at Philomena's. You want to go down, check out the new bar, the new brunch menu, all kinds of good wing and drink specials, live music. Last night at Philomena's was the party of the century, celebrating 15 years. Philomena's provides the premier atmosphere for all your sports viewing. Go say hi to Mike, Sarah, Mo, Todd, any of the Philomena's crew, because everybody's family at Philomena's. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Pasta Santa Bria, and you can't ask for anything better on a day like today than for us to be inside.
Yes, definitely inside.
Watching
nice
this game.
So,
So, Thanksgiving Day, it's a special day across the country. And one of the things people like most about it is football, certainly high school football. And these two teams have provided some truly great games on Thanksgiving over the past few years across all sports. That you could certainly make the case that this is the premier rivalry in the ECC.
Yeah, Battle of the Bay, that's what we're hearing over here outside. Even though it's raining, there's a lot of fans loading up the stands, and the energy of both teams, no matter what the record is, it's the purpose of trying to get that victory today.
So a lot has happened in the last 48 hours across high school football, which has updated our most recent standings in terms of the playoffs, because the playoffs start Tuesday.
That's right.
So Waterford, coming in at 7-2, has clinched a playoff spot regardless of the outcome of today's game. The only question will be where their seeding falls. They could be as high as 4.
Right.
They could be as low as 6, even with a win. With a loss, they would fall down anywhere between 6 and 8. And everything will have to shake out. The story of today, perhaps, is on the right side of your screen right there. Number 7 for Waterford, Jax Higgins. The last time Waterford was on game day, Higgins went down with an injury that many people thought would end his senior season, but he is back. And after 2 losses to Wyndham and NFA, he is back in the lineup for Waterford. I talked with Coach Zeth Nolda before the game.
Right.
They are going to be careful with him today, but he is returning from a high ankle sprain. And you see next to him Brady Sutman, who Waterford lost in the first game of the year. So, Waterford has undergone some trials and tribulations, but Higgins, as you can see there,
he's hopping,
ready to go. We expect to see him limited today on offense. He will probably not play defense. But Waterford needs this win mentally, Coach Nolda said. You can't lose 3 in a row going into the playoffs. But they're in no matter what happens.
Right, yeah, and the position you want to have is to be at the highest position, because when you get to those 6 and 7 spots, brother, it's very difficult. It's probably a long trip somewhere, and it's going to be like all-out war in enemy soil. And with this team, they've done a great job this season to make sure that they've put themselves in that position. But now, again, that balance of how to keep that quarterback who has a lot of energy in effect to make sure that he could play this game fair and square.
So Waterford, as we talked about, is in, and you're right. You want to win. You want to go into the playoffs on a high note, and that's what Coach Nolda said. You don't want to go into the playoffs. The double S in Connecticut is fascinating in so much as half the field is ECC teams. The number 1 team is Killingly. The number 2 team is Wyndham. They are both locked in at 1 and 2. Right now, Waterford has clinched and Ledyard has clinched, regardless of their outcome of their games today. It is possible for Killingly, they could play Ledyard in the first round, Waterford in the second round, and Wyndham in the final. It is possible that Killingly, to win a state championship, would beat the other 3 teams. But you mentioned the difficulty of that 6-7 area. The team that's lurking out there that everyone thinks is the second best team in the state in the double S is Sheehan, who you saw against Killingly earlier in the year. Waterford, the difference in a win and a loss today could be hosting Bullard Havens or traveling to Sheehan. Yeah. And that's a huge difference. So
big difference.
For East Lyme, under first-year coach Tom Klein, it's been a rebuilding year. They're 3-6. They're kicking off. And they got a little chicanery right off the bat.
Right off the Thanksgiving drumstick, brother.
The little hizzy. We're going to go now with the long kick. Off into the wind it goes. Waterford muffs it. Picked up at the 10-yard line. Lombardi, speedster, heads outside and will get Waterford past the 20 to the 25-ish yard line, where they will have their first possession, and we will take a look at number 7, Jax Higgins. All eyes will be on him for the game and a quarter that he was out. It was Parker Spencer's time under center, if you will, but Parker's the first one to tell you he would much prefer to be out in his slot position, catching the ball rather than throwing it.
Definitely a versatile young man to step up to the plate for that team.
So first down, Hernandez is the back in the backfield. Higgins will operate from the shotgun. Waterford has had some snapping issues. Good snap on first down, handoff off the middle, big hole for Hernandez, and he gets 7, maybe 8 yards on the first down.
Well, definitely that's going to be an opportunity for Waterford on the inside. With that flex 4-3, what they're doing is just having that one backer inside and those backers wide to protect those screens and stuff in the plays that they do well with. So we'll see how it goes.
Motion across, sweep, cutting it near the first down marker is Spencer, and that'll be enough for the first down. They'll move the chains. The ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. Lancers with a first down. Coach Nolda said that that's the game plan today, to keep things manageable for Higgins. They don't want to see him running the football unless, absolutely necessary. You're not going to see as many of the designed quarterback keepers. They're going to be relying on their line, and they're going to ask him to throw the ball some today, but they're going to try to make this a manageable game, and quite frankly, they are expecting the defense to step up. Motion across, and as soon as I said that, Higgins will keep it himself, cut back in the middle of the field, and gain 8. We saw him injured against Wyndham on just a freak, play, running the football. He says he's healthy. Says he's a young man of faith. He put his faith into his heart, and he said he's gonna let the chips fall where they may and let it all hang out here on Thanksgiving Day. Handoff, we'll get it up to about a yard shy. It'll be 3rd and short. That was Rassicott with the carry. 3rd and 1 for Waterford.
I got to give credit to those trainers that had spent hours with him. I had a family friend that knows him very well, and he was going to therapy every day to make sure he took care of that. So technology today and the way he has been showing the way he's running, great job by that team.
Spencer comes across, fakes the jet sweep. Higgins, first down, crosses midfield into East Lyme territory. Lancers are moving. Back to the Vikings for a second. 3-6 under Coach Tom Klein, a rebuilding year for sure. Defensively, they have been challenged, in particular by teams that can run the football. They have held up overall. They've won 3 games. We're in a couple of others. We saw them against NFA, competitive early. And for them, it's the chance to go out 4-6 with a big win and spoil a little bit of Waterford's luck. Lombardi on the jet sweep, still on his feet. He'll have a first down, and he'll cross the 40-yard line, so Waterford moving the chains.
I love the play calling right now. They're really mixing it up and giving Jacks a chance to run the ball, but also the teammates are stepping up to the plate, getting those positive yardage for the Lancers.
And we're going to get a whistle timeout East Lyme as Waterford went no huddle and caught East Lyme in a change.
Yeah.
So to talk a little bit more about what's the rest of the ECC is involvement in the States right now, because there are obviously the big Thanksgiving Day games around the ECC today.
Yep.
Killingly, we said, is locked in at the 1. Wyndham is locked in at the 2. Waterford has clinched. Ledyard has clinched.
Yep.
Now, Ledyard is playing Fitch today in the battle for the Colonel Ledyard Sword, and Fitch can get in with a win, and possibly they might need some help. It's really difficult, the math right now. There's too many permutations.
Right.
We have our experts working on it, but it does appear that Fitch, with a win, could get in. So, Killingly, Wyndham, Waterford, and Ledyard in. Fitch in with a win likely, and then in the oldest high school football rivalry in the country, New London and NFA, New London in with a win. Higgins to throw, deep ball, looking for Lombardi, and it's off his hands, and one-handed chance for Lombardi, but he couldn't corral it. He was defended by Wade Larson, and Larson was running with him. That pass was perfect, and it was maybe just fingertips away.
I'll tell you, if the weather was dry, that probably would have been another grade 8 right there. This team has always been explosive and putting in great plays. And so far, the weather is going to be a factor for both teams with this football. It's going to have to be changed a lot because it's windy and it's soaking out there.
I love the shot on 2nd and 2. Now it's 3rd and 2, and watch him keep it on the ground here. Higgins keeps, bounces it inside. He'll have the first down. East Lyme doing a nice job of not allowing the bounce-out explosive plays, but right now the grinding first downs of Waterford.
Yeah, definitely their defense is set up to try to keep everything contained. But again, that interior, if that middle linebacker misses a tackle, it's going to be wide open.
So we mentioned New London and NFA. If New London wins, it appears they are in as well. So as many as 6 ECC teams could be playing in the postseason come Tuesday. First down, Waterford. Higgins, hands off. Hernandez into the interior of the East Lyme line. Not a lot there. Tackle from Jack Hayes as the Vikings bottle up Hernandez after a gain of 2. Waterford in the hurry up. They get right to it. NASCAR package.
There you go.
Jet sweep. Spencer breaks a tackle, gets to the outside, stays on his feet to the 20-yard line. That'll move the chains. He'll be at the 21 perhaps, but Waterford just outside the red zone and moving the ball well.
I love Spencer, the way he's patient enough to see his linemen make those movements and get on those blocks so he can make those cuts. Just a good balance of good eye coordination and the offensive line moving their feet.
You can hear the wind picking up outside.
It's howling out there, brother.
It is moving now.
We're going to need windshield wipers for these glasses right here.
You can't see the flags, though, because the rain has damped them down, so we can't tell just how strong it's whipping, but it is moving. First down, Waterford. Higgins going to keep it himself. Heads off left tackle. Has a hole. Cuts it back to the inside and gains maybe 6 on first down. Nice run from Higgins. And, here in the early going, he looks good.
It looks great right now. I love the energy. And, again, his leadership puts a synergy around this offensive line. They're really happy, and it seems like they're going down here to drive for a touchdown.
Again, talking to Coach Nolda, the priorities today were a win, but the biggest priority was to get 7 back into the mix and make Waterford remember who they are. That's what he's thinking of. We have to remember who we are. Higgins keeps it himself, this time off a right tackle, has a first down, and he'll be inside the 10. It looks like it'll be 1st and goal Lancers after they spot this one.
One thing I do see about Higgins that before, he would like to light people up and set the tone, and this way I think they've talked to him and said, hey, listen, as soon as you start to get grabbed, go downhill, take, and fall down and get those yardages. Try to play this safe.
1st and goal, ball at the 6. Jet sweep, Spencer cuts it inside. He'll be down right at the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal, Lancers from the 2.
He lost his shoe right there. Must have been the wind that kicked it out. But he's right back with it.
Big Donato Barnhill, perhaps the biggest center in the ECC, number 77 for Waterford. He struggled with his snaps. So far, he and Higgins have been perfect That one's a little high. Handoff, Hernandez, and he'll waltz into the end zone.
Good drive.
Touchdown, Omar Hernandez. Omar's coming.
That's right. That
Touchdown.
Was a good play. Good to see the offensive line move like that today. This is the kind of weather where the offensive linemen are going to be the story behind the story.
Waterford will line it up here after an early 6-0 lead. What a great opening drive. And they'll go for 2 in these conditions. Higgins will operate under center. Little double wing, little different look. Fake handoff.
The big man.
The big trapped Barnhill, and he's just shy, but I love it. Let's have a little fun.
Had a little anxiety. It's like the Fumblerooski play coming around here from back in '89. Wow, that was a great opportunity for the big man to shine.
Let's take a look at the touchdown and look at the big hole here for Hernandez.
Yeah, those linemen are pushing and gaining control, getting under the chest plate of the defensive lineman, and great drive, great start-off drive for weather like this.
Well, Coach Nolda, when he said we have to remember who we are, right? They were driving undefeated at home against Wyndham, looking like, like a team that was poised to win a state championship, And then their leader, but more than their leader, their essence goes down with the injury. And have we ever heard a place as quiet as it was when he was?
When that happened, because the energy was so high for both teams, the silence even balanced how, we've seen the sportsmanship factor that came out of that. Again, he's a great player, well recognized in the league, and I know he's going to be an all-area player in my book. But for him to come back at this amount of time and lead this offense, it's going to be great to see them play in the playoffs, whoever they play.
So they wanted to get back to being who they are. They did that on the first down. Kickoff is going to roll and go out of bounds at the 20-yard line, so the flag will come out, and East Lyme will have its first possession of the half, and that'll mean Jacob Garrow. Now, East Lyme has some explosive players. Greg Page, downtown Jaden Brown, the touchdown maker, Jaden Brown. They can definitely move the ball, but they're more of a team that likes to operate through the air. Cyrus Sester is a good back, but they're not a team that wants to grind you that way. They want to spread you and get the ball into the playmaker's hands. So it'll be interesting to see how that looks in this weather. They're going to make Waterford re-kick it from the 35-yard line. Nick Phillip will kick it off there from the 35, and I would expect some kind of a squib here, and it is. It's another line drive, and that's also going to go out of bounds. So they should just keep this up. Eventually they'll have the ball inside the red zone.
Hey, it's a good tactic. Right now, like I said, the weather is really shaky because you have wind that's gusting from different parts, and again, this rain that's coming down, it's not also coming down regular. It's coming down sideways. I mean, I think I'm kind of upset I left my cup of Bustelo on the top of my car, but I hopefully, with all that heaviness of it, it'll stay right on top. But yeah, this is a good opportunity for East Lyme to get great field position. Another thing we did talk about East Lyme being so youthful and young, and they've gained so much knowledge. One of the things that they've been hurt with when we seen them against NFA was they were always stuck in 3rd and long, and that's why their passing game was a factor. So we hope to see that they don't get themselves stuck in those 3rd and long situations.
Phillip will kick it off this time all the way back to the 30. He keeps it in bounds. High spinner taken at the 30-yard line and banged out of bounds is Logan McPherson, but good field position for East Lyme. A surprise and a not surprise. New London 7-0 already over NFA. Ledyard 7-0 over Fitch.
Whoa.
And that is a bit of a surprise. We'll see our own Mike DeMoro getting us scores whenever possible. First down, Garrow operates out of the shotgun. And the whistles from the officials. How have I never noticed that whistles and officials rhyme?
Yeah, it comes
all
off
my years.
It's like potato and tomato.
All these years, and I've never noticed that. I just said whistles from the officials.
This year, we really haven't had too much of the referees really kind of coming into play. So this is a good moment for them on Thanksgiving Day. And that rhymes too.
And that rhymes too. Nice job. Garrow. Handoff to Kai Dupre. Not a lot there. Maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards. I think what we've seen, I mean, they're going to give him 3, but I think what we saw from Waterford was hit the hole quickly, north-south, right?
Yeah.
If you don't get to that hole quickly on a day like today where it's, hard to make those cuts, then you're relying on how much can your line, push.
Sustaining the blocks, that's the key, playing to the whistle.
Second and 7. Garrow stands just inside the 35-yard line. Dupre with another handoff and nothing there. Barnhill blew it up along with Bonowitz.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of today that I mentioned that Coach Noldo said, you know what, we're going to keep it simple on offense, but this is a day where we expect our defense to go out and win. It was a lot to ask for them on a short week. They did not allow NFA to move the ball all that much, but their offense turned it over too many times.
That was a problem.
Trying to incorporate Parker Spencer in 6 days, is a lot to ask, and they just turned it over too much. 3rd and 7. Garrow, empty set, in motion. Coming across is Page. Backside screen to Logan Benoit, but Bonowitz is there, and that goes nowhere. It'll be 4th and long, and we should see East Lyme punt it away.
I'll tell you, Avery Bonowitz, 2 plays in a row where he's done a great job. One in the run where the guy was trying to kick him out, he squeezed to the inside to make the play. And in this one, a read step and staying in his zone where he's seen that receiver get that ball and make a great tackle with this kind of weather. That was a great effort by Avery.
4th down, East Lyme will kick it away. It's always going to be fun for the family on a day like today with these punts. Ball bounces and rolls inside the 20, out of bounds,
Like
where Spencer lets it go inside to the 18-yard line. Trying to figure out the points today is really difficult. Bonus points and what teams get. Waterford got a little bit of a bonus Tuesday night when Bacon Academy beat Rams, so they got bonus points for Bacon's win. And, Montville got a win against Woodstock last week. Those little things, those little outcomes, those 5 and those 10 points here and there are ultimately going to make the difference. Jet sweep. Spencer gets to the outside. Has a first down the sideline. Big gain. Parker Spencer on first down for the Lancers.
Yeah, the Lancers' speed right now looks like they have advantage right now, but there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play. That always strikes me as a hold on the edge. Let's see if it is.
Could be, my brother.
You can hear the wind
it's
whipping
howling
out there.
right? Yeah.
And we'll see what the flag is.
Looks like the offensive linemen are marching back.
Well, it's definitely against Waterford. And it is, in fact, a little block in the back, a little shove, a little extracurricular shenanigans.
Yeah. These referees are bundled up today. Look at that. Huh?
There's cold, there's wet, and then there's cold, wet, and wind. We have to try, the trifecta today. They're talking maybe some snowflakes, some cold snowflakes to mix in at some point.
Thank God we're inside.
First down, Higgins to throw, looking to set up a screen. In fact, he does, but it's dropped, goes to the turf. That screen was heading to Van Overloop, but Van Overloop couldn't corral it, and it'll be 2nd and long for Waterford.
That was a good call right there because they had a middle linebacker blitz there, which had him open, and if he would have caught that ball, that would have been some good yardage to collect right there.
2nd and 17. Higgins keeps it himself, bounces it to the outside, needs a block, and we're going to get a flag out there. I think they're going to get Lombardi with a hold, and that'll back up Waterford farther. By the way, that New London score is 8-0, not 7-0.
All right. It's going to be tough today, and one of the things I always coach in the sidelines is repetitive. Keep your footwork going throughout these plays because as soon as you stabilize yourself with your feet not moving, chances are you're going to get a hold play there. And again, that's what happened to Lombardi. Got to keep your feet moving and engage those blocks full speed and try to finish it off when the whistle blows.
Westerly 6, Stonington 0. Ledyard 14-0 over Fitch in what is already the surprise of the morning.
Yeah, definitely a surprise right there.
Taking off with it, Higgins, but nothing there. He'll get back to the 10-yard line, and that's going to bring up a long distance third down for the Lancers. It'll be 3rd and 20.
You know, they're thinking about being, an old school Colonel coach. If you think the weather's bad over here, it's probably a storm over there, the way that setup is and the wind, and it's going to favor a running offense that Ledyard has there.
Well, it's the pounding type of offense of Ledyard versus maybe the misdirection of Fitch, and maybe a weather like today, disrupts the timing of that. Higgins to throw on 3rd down, throws off his back foot into double coverage, looking for Spencer, incomplete, and Waterford, after a successful first drive and a successful start to this drive, will have to punt it away after multiple penalties. It's 4th down.
Yeah. Penalties hurt this team right now, but, great opportunity for East Lyme right now with his field position.
East Lyme should get it into Waterford territory, and perhaps well into Waterford territory. The always dangerous inside your own end zone punt. Spencer, good snap, gets it off. It's a low line drive, one bounce where it comes down to Jaden Brown. I call him the touchdown maker.
Woo!
And Brown gets East Lyme all the way down to the Waterford 20-yard line. You can't ask for better field position than that for the Vikings' second possession.
Well, he's an explosive player. The way he came off that edge and read that first defender, going to the outside, knowing that there was the least players over there, and to get those yardages is very exceptional on the weather like this today.
So 1st down, East Lyme. Ball will be marked right at the 20-yard line. Garrow will operate out of the shotgun. No backs. Now a motion man comes across. Jet sweep, cutting it inside. Nice gain on the play is Page, and a big hit from Waterford, from Porter Watson, their all-everything linebacker.
Tell you, they're hitting out there. They're feeling it.
5-yard gain for Page, and it will be 2nd and 5.
Looks like Cole has a little bit of a limp, but he's shaking it off right now as he went in to make a tackle.
Brown goes wide right on this 2nd down play. Garrow from the shot, motion across is Page. And whistle on the play. Looks like we're going to get a timeout, East Lyme. Timeout on the field, a 6-0 Waterford lead. We're going to take a quick timeout. Happy Thanksgiving. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports. All of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce them. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Hit up our merch store and pick up some game day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community, and if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
Page across the formation. Garrow is going to keep it himself, has a good gain, crosses the 10 inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal, Vikings.
Great run right there. Those two outside offensive guard and tackle on right side did a great job sealing it in, giving the quarterback a chance to get to the next level. Well, it's a great drive for East Lyme right now to come back and punch it in, would put this into an even keel. And that's what I love about Thanksgiving. Sometimes the spirit of athletes, the brotherhood, we saw in the videos, the love for each other can put it into a different notch. And East Lyme right now is not a team that they don't look like 3-6 right now.
Garrow stands right on the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, East Lyme. Garrow keeps it himself, cuts it inside, senses the end zone, reaching right toward the goal line, and he's down right at the 1. So second and goal. Good effort from Jacob Garrow, and he will have East Lyme right on the goal line. I mean, that is at the half-yard line.
Yeah, can't get any closer to that.
Well, you could be at the third.
I thought he
yard,
reached. I thought he put it in there.
You could be 6 inches closer.
Yeah. Even the referees, they're gonna have to have their windshield wipers with their glasses kind of out there because it's really really wet. I mean, I thought he kind of punched it in there, but
I thought so too. Yeah. But clearly the official saw the knee touch the ground underneath the scrum in the rain from across the field.
Exactly.
Second and goal, Vikings. Garrow. Look for him to keep it again. Of course, I don't know what I'm talking about. He hands it off. Touchdown, Vikings.
Yes, you do. You're good at it. That was the fake. We got a ball game, Case. We got a ball game.
Bazzelli gets in the end zone, ties us at 6. 9, well, just under 10 seconds remaining in the first. So the Vikings are going to come out of this first quarter improbably tied or in the lead. In to kick the extra point, Finn Bruno. Snap is good, spot is good, kick is up, and it is good. And the Vikings, with a punch right back at Waterford, they're up 7-6. Cannons to the left of us. Cannons.
That gave me a little latchita. I just came out of nowhere. I thought it was the turkey popper that came out. It's like too soon.
Good hole up the middle. Only needed half a yard. Awesome. He got it. Bonowitz got there, but couldn't keep him out of the end zone. And a nice job, touchdown by Bazzelli. 7-6 East Lyme on top of Waterford, and I guess a surprising.
Yeah, honestly, that's with 9 seconds in the first quarter, we were thinking, hey, this team could come in, get a couple touchdowns, have a lead, and try to play this out. But again, that's what I love about Thanksgiving. It's kind of a championship within a championship of the regular season. And when teams come in thinking, all right, we're already in, you can't have that mindset. You have to be aggressive, and we'll see what Waterford has to do this next drive.
You can't give a team the ball on the 20-yard line.
No,
I mean, that's
no good.
It's too easy, too short a field, and that falls on the Waterford offense with multiple penalties. High kick.
Wow.
All the way inside the 5-yard line. Straight up the middle, big hole. Lombardi, he's a sprinter, and guess what? He gone!
Wow, what a play!
The answer from Gabe Lombardi and the Waterford Lancers is 95 to the house.
Oh my goodness. I tell you, that kick was beautiful, but the kick went over the coverage. And that's something in special teams you don't hear too much. When you kick that ball and you give that guy too much space and that lets the blockers block, that explosion right down the middle, he took it downtown. That was awesome.
Note to self, don't kick to the sprint champion.
That's right. That was a great special teams play right there.
So we asked, how is Waterford going to respond to the East Lyme punch? The answer is, we punch back. Nick Phillip in for the extra point out of the hold of Spencer. And that is the end of the first quarter. So the first quarter ends on that touchdown. Phillips' kick is up, and it is good. And we're at the end of one. 13-7 Waterford. Buckle up. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Booyah.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
Out-of-town scoreboard. Sheehan up 7-0 over Lyman Hall. New London 14-0 over NFA. Ledyard 14-0 over Fitch. Games that matter in the ECC and in Class SS in particular. Here at East Lyme High School, Gabe Lombardi's 95-plus 6-yard kickoff return has gotten Waterford back on top. It's 13-7, and East Lyme, here to start the second quarter, will return left to right on your screen in the home maroon, fresh off a short but successful 20-yard touchdown drive. Here, Phillip with the bouncing kick that comes inside and is taken at the 10-yard line, and heading upfield with it is Brown, and Brown banged out of bounds at the 35-yard line by Braden Wheeler, and it will be first down, Vikings in good field position at the 36-yard line.
Both teams have explosive athletes.
Well, we've seen Page and Brown, regulars on the grade 8, with their return game as well as catching the football. They've both made it for returns and for catches. And, of course, Waterford, we have seen multiple players on Waterford as well. Higgins leading the way. Parker Spencer, a regular in the grade 8. This time, East Lyme, hands off.
Awesome play.
Logan McPherson got hit behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Number 20.
Bumgardner,
Cole.
first one there for Waterford to make the hit. Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12 for East Lyme.
When anytime you're running a jet play, either you have an outside linebacker or a safety. In this instant right here, Cole was right there as that player. So when he saw that motion come in, he had the advantage to roll up into that play to make a great defensive play there.
2nd and 12. Garrow operates out of the shotgun. Twin receivers left. Loose ball, and he's tapped almost immediately. Flying in was Noah Sullivan, and Sullivan got the tackle by basically touching him on the back since he was going down to get the football, but it's a big loss. It's going to be 3rd and 20 for East Lyme.
Oh, yeah, right now it's pouring, and that's going to be a factor when it comes to the snap. That's why I always remember, Coach said, whenever it rains, get that quarterback right under to secure the snap there. So we got to see how this goes for both teams.
We'll talk a little bit more about the center position in a minute. Garrow here on 3rd and long. Good snap. Handoff straight up the middle, and nothing doing. McPherson had really nowhere to go. It looked like he had a quick yard, and then it was popped very quickly. It'll be 4th down, and East Lyme will punt it away.
Yeah, it was a misassignment by the backside tackle pulling on that counter scheme where he's supposed to wrap up and pick up that backer, but he thought he was expecting him outside, and then a great fill by the linebacker to seal the deal on that play. The momentum right now is on the Lancers' side.
The dangerous Parker Spencer stands at the 40-yard line, his own 40-yard line, looking for a chance. He wants to get an opportunity to return this kick. Snap is good. Punt is away. They're kicking it, and Spencer takes it at the 30-yard line, and he'll get almost to midfield before he's hit out of bounds, and Waterford will have its 3rd possession of the game in great field position right at midfield, and they already have a touchdown lead. You're talking about the center. Snapping the football is difficult in any conditions, but and it's not just the rain. The wind, when it blows sideways, can dramatically affect the snap. What we heard was last week for Waterford, Barnhill had a hard time with Spencer just because Spencer's a foot shorter than Higgins, and getting the snap into that little window timing is everything. Hernandez with a big gain on 1st down. Hernandez into the open. Omar, oh my, touchdown Waterford Lancers. Everything is clicking.
Wow, what a quick explosive play, and he took off. He was gone.
Big hole for Omar Hernandez, and very quickly Waterford has established itself with a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, that started off with a good snap, right? We're talking about how centers have to key it. One of the things that parents may not understand here, we always try to talk about snapping to the thigh boards, on the thighs, to give the quarterback a chance to still see meshes and reads, because if you snap it high and his head gets out of that mesh point, can create a lot of disruption, and that's what we saw at East Lyme side. But again, it's very difficult. You have to have consistency and discipline.
Phillip with the extra point for Waterford. Snap is good. Kick is away, and it is good.
Woo.
And with 9:33 remaining in the half, Waterford on top 20-7. Let's take a look at the big hole and the speed from Omar Hernandez.
2 blocks from the guards on the inside, and the center just picked up the blitz, and there he is. He's off to the races, just running track formation to get to the end zone there.
So we talked about the center. Let's go back a minute. So, Spencer at quarterback, a foot difference than Higgins. Not just tall, but the reach side to side.
Right.
Barnhill, who is, a big center and a very good blocker, all of a sudden his window for a successful snap shrunk to the size of a loaf of bread, right? So it used to be a bigger target. Last week they struggled. This week you can see he's much more comfortable with Higgins. But if the quarterback has to reach left, reach right, reach up, or reach down, the timing of these plays become 1 split second different, and that's all it takes for the play to sort of become ineffectual. Page looking to get outside, crosses the 30, crosses the 40, and Greg Page will give East Lyme good field position. We'll see where they eventually mark him out. It's looking like it's up almost to midfield.
That's Casey, going back to that center thing, you're so right. One of the things that we always know about mesh points is it's a fraction of a second. So again, to get to reach the ball out there and then come back into that mesh point can create a disruption, and especially with the weather like this, hitting off the chest pad or sliding off because the football's wet can make it a whole ruckus of a day.
It's, the quarterback goes here to get the snap, and he's supposed to turn it around to the other side to hand it off. That's a full second. And that's the linemen are not blocking. People are getting in. It's difficult. That's why the center position is such an important position. Flag on the play as the jet sweep to Page. Not much there. Waterford flying to the football. Dylan Dahl was there first. Now, obviously, I'm biased. I have a all-world center to my left. I'm also the father of a center as well. And Tuesday night, Bacon Academy, big win over Ram. We're going to talk a little bit more about Thanksgiving traditional games, and we'll talk about that one. But in that game, he had to snap shotgun, under center, pistol, and every snap's a little different. And I marvel at all these kids that play center that are able to be versatile. Then you've got and I haven't even talked long snapping, which is a whole other animal in itself. So, I give a little love to the centers and to the offensive linemen on days like today. Everyone thinks their job is easy. It's not. Motion across. DiLoretto gets the jet sweep, and he is met by Bumgardner. Bumgardner stole the ball! Bumgardner stole the ball! Touchdown, Waterford! Larceny 6th by Cole Bumgardner. Touchdown, Lancers!
My man is cold as ice. Again, the stretch read, he went down there, and when he went to go get that ball, he just ripped it off the guy's hand. It was unbelievable. What a play right there by Cole Bumgardner. Awesome job.
And I'm going on record, that right there is a candidate for the grade 8.
That's right. Put that on the slate.
That rhymed too.
We're feeling it today. I think a Run DMC flavor of Thanksgiving is coming out.
We're preaching love. No room for hate.
No room for hate in a day. Wow, that was a great play. Special teams is explosive right now, offense and defense. And the momentum right now being on Waterford's side is really kicking in.
Waterford has scored on offense.
Yes.
Waterford has scored on defense.
Yep.
Waterford has scored on special teams.
All 3 factors in this game.
Phillip in, the extra point is up and through, and with 8:54 remaining, 27-7 Waterford. Haymaker, 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 but this one hurts.
So he's rolling down as the outside linebacker. See him coming down from free safety? And when he wraps up, you always want to wrap and tackle to the ball side. And when he did that, he just realized, hey, man, it's a little bit loose here. I got it in my pocket. Going into the end zone, a Thanksgiving story, he could tell that he scored probably 16 times in one day. That's the good thing about Thanksgiving, man. Exaggerated. That was a great moment for Cole.
14-7. NFA is on the board. New London still leads that one. We'll get other Stonington at 6-6 with Westerly. We'll get the Ledger and Fitch score momentarily as well. This one here, this is a great rivalry. Mama Reset just said A. Happy Thanksgiving, and on behalf of all the grandparents out there, thank you for not making us come out into this weather to watch the game.
Exactly.
And she said that you looked very handsome.
I appreciate it, Mama.
And she also said she never knew you could rip the ball from the guy's hands.
Oh, you can. You can.
crossing the 30 to the 32. East Lyme will have it 1st and 10. Fresh off. Let's be clear what has happened in the last. You got a kick return for a touchdown. Then you got a breakaway touchdown from Hernandez, and then you got a defensive touchdown. In about 5 minutes, Waterford has scored 3 times.
Definitely. I mean, this is stuff that whatever opponent is going to face them in the playoffs, when they see it, they're going to see versatility and then diversity in all 3 factors of the game.
8:46 remaining. East Lyme needs some stability right here. Garrow under center, on the shotgun. Hands it off. Bazzelli. And big gain, almost 9, maybe 10 yards on 1st down. So Bazzelli giving East Lyme exactly what they need. They need a drive.
That's right. Yeah, way to come back and start off a drive like that. You always want to get over the 50. That's that first factor. We can get your offense to be over that 50, and when it does, it just changes the dynamics of what you can play in. Throw a long play or continue to run the ball. Yeah, but they need to get over the 50 and get this kind of offense with their potential. They can score.
1st and 10. Bruno hands it off. Bazzelli again, but this time he is met in the backfield. Griffin Haffey got him for a 2-yard loss.
Young freshmen are playing in today. It's awesome. And that's one thing that we know throughout the season. We always find players that develop and kind of grow, and then you sit back and you stick them in special teams. They start to get better, and then all of a sudden they start to become an asset to the process of the offense and defense. And when it comes to playoff time, to have these young players getting that experience, it's phenomenal.
2nd and 12. Bruno will operate out of the shotgun. Sliding across the formation. Handoff, and met in the backfield by Watson. Porter Wallace. Garrow, I take that back. Garrow met by Watson. Porter Watson hit him in the backfield for a loss of a yard. So Garrow on 3rd and 11. This is a likely throw the football down, but this plays right into the defense of Waterford's hands.
Waterford throughout the season has mixed. They've run 4-man fronts and odd-man fronts, and this kind of defense that they're doing, which is mixing up some blitzing and slanting, has created a lot of disturbance for the offensive line.
Garrow from the shotgun. High snap. Handoff to Sestair, and he gets to the original line, gets to the line of scrimmage and met and hit out on the edge. Bumgardner again out there for Waterford. It'll be 4th down. And East Lyme's going to have to punt. So what started as a promising drive with a quick 1st down quickly went sideways and backwards, and the East Lyme Vikings will have to punt it away. Waterford will send Spencer back inside the 30 to his own 25. 6:23 and counting remaining in the half.
I don't know about you, kid. I'm thinking another touchdown here.
High snap. Punt is off. Spencer takes it at the 25-yard line. Cuts up the middle of the field, and he's banged down. A good hit by Wade Larson at the 40, and good field position for Waterford. 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Now, of course, at halftime, we're going to want to watch the Thanksgiving Day features, the Grade 8. And then there's no way I can even compete with the greatest 3 pounds of pasta of all time, as Peter Wappy delved into the archives last week.
He went old school.
Thanks to Vicky Fulkerson as well for helping out, finding some of the oldest pictures known on record.
I found my glasses, right? Yeah, I found those big things.
Higgins keeps. Higgins has a seam. Higgins breaks a tackle. Higgins is in the open. Jax Higgins still going. Breaks one more tackle. Jax Higgins. Happy Thanksgiving. Down inside. Waiting for the official signal. He's down at the half-yard line.
Man. That was straight up Tecmo Bowl swagger right there. Unbelievable. You know what? I'm going to just say it out there. We're always tentative to say, is he going to be all right? Is he going to be okay? That's the Higgins we like to see, and he's running that ball smoothly. What a great play by a young man.
He got all the way to the half-yard line, and I'm absolutely going to make sure I let him know that he ran out of gas at the half-yard line.
Right there. Let's see if he takes it in.
Half a yard to go. What a great run, though, from Higgins. You mentioned they were going to try to score one more time, and that's what Waterford's going to do. I think this time it might be just to give him a breather.
Give him a little breather and try to get him in the end zone there. That'd be great. Yeah, they're watering him up right now. And
so for example, Ledgard and and Fitch play for the Colonel Ledyard Sword.
That's
Everybody,
right, the
you know,
Sword.
everyone has something they play for. Peter Wappy put together a great video of Tuesday night's Bacon Academy Ram game. They have a really fun one, and this is where you talked about, you know, why do the records get thrown out on Thanksgiving? So they play for the rail.
That's right, the rail.
What people might not realize is that there's some people call it the airline trail, but it's also called the rail trail.
That's right.
It goes across Connecticut, and it connects Colchester and Hebron, which is where Bacon Academy and Ram are.
Yep.
And it was a railway. And those two teams play on Thanksgiving for an actual piece of
yeah.
the rail.
Of the rail, yeah.
That
awesome.
they get to get.
It's a heavy piece, too. It's not
It's
easy.
40 pounds.
Yeah.
On first down, there's a full helping of Higgins.
Woo!
Thanksgiving now in Waterford. Put a side of potatoes, a side of stuffing, and a little helping of Higgins.
That's right.
33-7, Waterford on top. And you might be seeing less of that young man here moving forward with this lead.
You know, we're really happy with what we're seeing. I think Coach is kind of satisfied too. You know, but again, we can never underestimate us. This first half, it still has plenty of time. You know, East Lyme can make a way back here. Wow, what great plays so far, man, on Thanksgiving.
What a great game
Exciting,
it's been.
yes.
Phillip has come in. So after this extra point, we'll keep it here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the rail and Tuesday night, but there was something significant that occurred, and I think it helps make people understand why Thanksgiving Day games are a little different and these traditions are a little different. Extra point up and good by Phillip, 34-7. Let's take a look at Jax Higgins, the young man coming back off the injury, and he does a little bit of everything here, right? Shows some speed, shows his always elusiveness and breaking of tackles. But one last ditch effort here.
Might be covered by the water spot. Oh, he went for it, but you're right. His knee was down.
He just didn't quite get there.
Wow, that was close. Good ESPN little lineup right there.
So, as is often the case, one of the great things about Thanksgiving is the college kids come back, right?
Yep.
So, Ram and Bacon Academy Tuesday night played at East Hartford High School because they a neutral site to play under the lights.
Yep.
And there were about 15 or 20 Bacon Academy alumni, kids who had graduated in the last 3 years or so.
Yeah.
And they were all on the sideline in their Letterman jackets. And when Bacon Academy won the game, A.J. O'Neill, the senior, I can say this now, the senior All-ECC
That's right.
lineman.
Oh, my God, that's great. Oh, that's awesome. Great news,
We'll
man.
finish that after this return. Page gets the ball. Page, we know he can run too. He gets to the outside. Page crosses the 40. Page crosses the 50. Still on his feet. East Lyme still showing life. Crosses the midfield mark there in Waterford territory.
Wow.
So he takes the rail and he brings it right over to the sideline because none of those guys had ever touched the rail.
Oh, man.
Because with COVID in 2020,
that's right. It shut the program.
Bacon lost its program in 2021 for a bit.
Right.
So you have to go back to 2018 since any of
Wow.
them could. So those guys had never touched the rail before.
Wow.
So they all just put their hands on the rail. It was a really nice moment for the seniors at Bacon to share the rail with their alumni. And it makes you, when you say throw out the records on Thanksgiving, that's why you throw the records
throw it
out.
out there, yeah. I mean, definitely for the brotherhood.
Garrow looks to throw, pump fake, nothing there. Now he's waiting, and I think he's going to take off with it. He does. Garrow showing a nice vision and elusiveness. He's going to make something out of nothing. That wasn't a lot there. And he just kind of waited, and got outside.
Good defensive coverage at that time, and you know what he had to do was just patiently work his way out to the outside. But East Lyme's not giving up. I love this energy. They're fighting. They're on the other side of the field right now, getting a chance to get into that red zone.
20-7, New London on top of NFA. Stonington and Westerly tied at 6, and we will again get the Ledyard and Fitch score when we can. At halftime, we'll have an update on all the scores that we can get ourselves with. Here on first down, handoff, McPherson gets to what looks to be the 30-yard line. If that's the case, it'll bring up 2nd and 6, we'll say.
Yeah.
2nd and 7, as the clock is now at 4:35 and counting.
You know, Kay, something that I've always appreciated being an athlete at New London and the rivalry that we had there for Thanksgiving. You know, I admired that. We always represented, you said, guys that are in the alumni, but guys that have been gone that we could come back and reflect and talk about. Those things are very memorable on these days.
Garrow going to keep it himself. Uses his blocker, but not much there. And we've said this name a lot. Cole Bumgardner. He has been flying to the football.
Flying around. I'll tell you, he reminds me of another safety that played for the Philadelphia Eagles with the number 20. Just soaring downfield, having that heart to play, and making great tackles. I mean, he's hitting out there. Stone cold.
3rd and 7. Wind continues to howl outside. For those of you that are here today, you are true weather warriors to stay here today. The pop-up tents are blowing around. The umbrellas are blowing around.
The ponchos.
For those of you that are home watching, good choice.
Yeah, good choice. Make the mashed potatoes.
Garrow rolls right, wants to throw, pressured, throws it, and essentially tried to throw it away, and Spencer.
His foot was so close to the line.
He tried to stay in bounds.
I gassed myself because I was like, if he catches that, that's going to be another grade 8. Oh, my goodness.
He tried really hard to position his body, but he couldn't. So 4th down, and East Lyme obviously in position to go for it here in good field position. But if they don't get it, it does give Waterford 3 minutes plus.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to have 3 minutes for Jacks to have. No way.
So 4th down, big play here for East Lyme. Garrow stands right on his own 35-yard line, on the Waterford 35-yard line, rather. Gonna throw, hitch and go, throws, and it's incomplete to the middle of the field. And Waterford will take over on downs. The defense holds. 3:06 remaining, and Waterford can try to get one more here before the half.
Wow.
I think there's a good chance that if Waterford scores here, it's the end. We don't see Higgins
that might
again.
be it, and that's what we needed right now. I mean, the way he's playing, he shows me all the variables to say that he's ready for playoff football. Yeah.
I also think that even if they don't score here, after the long layoff of halftime, he may not come back out in the second half. We'll see. Handoff, Hernandez. This time the center of the East Lyme line is there. Short gain. Clock will run under 3 minutes. Let's not discount the great job of the offensive line, but also Hernandez has given them a running game today. And when he is, if you have to respect him, it opens everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer, across, keeper, Higgins, 1st down to the 45-yard line, and the chains will move. And that's the kind of play that I always get a little concerned about. It's not the hit or the cut. It's the tackle around the ankle.
Yeah. But a big difference in the way he is doing it as before. Before, like he was, exclamation point was just trying to run those guys over. I mean, if he was a running back, he'd be a great running back in the league. But I see more of a concentrated, let me play this fair, get to the next play.
1st and 10. Higgins keeps it, breaks the tackle, heads to the outside, and wisely goes out of bounds after a gain of 5. There's a good example of when you have to trust the senior to be smart.
Yeah.
You know, I know that there's all week long the conversation, hey, how do you can't change a lion into something that's not lion-like. Lions only know how to be lions. So to tell Higgins, be safe, go out of bounds, slide.
It's repetitive. You have to repeat it for him because the next play he's right back to himself.
That was the smartest move by going out of bounds there. Little jet sweep trap.
Yeah.
Was that correct?
Something
sweep
like
trap?
You could put them all together. It was a combo. Yeah.
I mean, it was a jet sweep, but it wasn't to the outside.
And it's like a trap, like a counter play.
Counter, okay.
As they're doing the jet sweep in one play, coming back with counter. We used to have sometimes in play cards, coach would call a play and then tell him, easy, easy. His mindset to keep him focused on being safe while he's playing.
1st down, handoff Hernandez. He'll gain 6th. Clock running with 1:30, but Waterford marching. They're definitely in position here to try to punch one in before the half. They're going to have to get right up on the ball here on 2nd and 5.
Those Hogs in the front line right now are doing a great job maintaining blocks and moving the ball.
Higgins is going to throw. Throws, has Lombardi, and incomplete as he was hit by McPherson right as he was catching the ball. So an incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 5, but also stops the clock and allows Waterford to get 2 plays in here. If they don't get the first down on 3rd down, they're probably going to be able to come right up to it on 4th down.
Yeah, good scenario right now for them to practice because, again, in playoff situations, it's going to be really tougher to get these plays, so this is good for them to kind of execute.
Higgins, 3rd down, wants to throw, looking, throws over the middle, and it was incomplete. He had Van Overloop. It was in his hands. He had daylight. He had the first, and it falls to the turf. And he is kicking himself right now. Gabe Van Overloop wants that one back.
Yeah, Van Overloop would have had a turkey leg with that play. He had some room and space to run, too.
So 4th down with 1:08 remaining. I would be shocked if we don't see this ball stay in Higgins' hands. Higgins, delayed draw, there it is, bounces, and East Lyme's going to wrap him up short of the first down. So well done by the Vikings to hold. Coming out of the pile there for the Vikings was Matt Romanowitz, and Romanowitz gets Higgins well before the first down. So East Lyme, with 1:02 remaining in the half, can sit on this one if they want to and take it into halftime. Of course, again, at halftime, you're going to want to watch our weekly feature on the rivalry that is East Lyme and Waterford, as well as this week's Grade 8. And, of course, we'll have 3 pounds of pasta when we come back.
Boy, I have empty belly for that one.
Garrow's going to keep it, cuts inside of Bumgardner, and then a big hit delivered on the outside, flying to the football. Dylan Dahl, the junior, came up from the secondary and laid a lick on Garrow, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
These defensive back Caseys are laying the wood today.
Well, they don't have to worry about the deep ball,
right?
Because it's impossible to throw it deep into this wind and rain. So they can kind of fly up to the football with a little less regard for that. We saw Higgins one time try to take that shot to Lombardi, and it was just hard to throw the football that way. Garrow, empty backfield. Little trap goes to McPherson. McPherson with a first down, but a flag on the play. That looks like it's going to be holding on the outside, and it is. East Lyme will be back to back. It'll be backed up. It'll be 2nd and long with 11 seconds remaining in the half. So I think you're going to see a handoff and a head to halftime. A happy handoff heading to halftime to get out of the weather for a little bit of time, a little respite.
Yeah.
I love the pro parents with the pop-up tents. I mean, umbrella's one thing, but I came in at 8:30. I was here at 8:30 this morning, and there were 15 pop-up tents
I
already
thought it was track season. You know, I mean, we always have the tent set up during track season. I'm sitting back here like, what's going on, and am I in the right spot today?
East Lyme going to call a timeout as they were discombobulated and out of sorts. So
I think they might have 1 second left because the clock is 0. Or
they let it go to 0. They wound it, let it go to 0. So we are at halftime. Waterford 34, East Lyme 7. Hard to believe it happened so fast. Stay around because we've got all kinds of halftime fun. Happy Thanksgiving. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The Battle of the Bay, I mean, we're so close to them. I mean, it's just that rivalry that every Thanksgiving we come in here.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most important game of the season. Like, I mean, even if we have a losing record, I feel like that's still the most important game and we have to win it.
I think the fact that it's been going on for just so long, we're so close to each other.
Everyone, all we talk about, preseason, Thanksgiving game, can't wait to beat East Lyme.
It's always fun coming out and then enjoying some turkey after we win.
So you just grow up with a rivalry, so it's just a great thing throughout your childhood.
Little League baseball.
I used to be a soccer kid.
Played lacrosse my whole life.
This was back, I was in 6th grade, I was playing youth football. It was the toilet bowl. We both had no wins.
And it came down to the wire. I think we beat them in a game-winning touchdown.
7th grade, we had a big game, and came to the last touchdown when we won the game in youth football. It was like the biggest game of the season for us.
12U, we beat them to advance to the finals.
I think they beat my team maybe like 6-0 in youth soccer, but you know, I knew eventually we were gonna get them back.
Everybody comes to this game. I mean, whole families, people who've played in past years all show up, and is just the most important, I feel like, to this team.
Every year, I know my family, we would come and watch the Thanksgiving game.
I definitely came for the Thanksgiving game and was always looking forward to playing in it.
I don't remember what year it was, but it was a really close game. And I think that us, Waterford, we beat them by like a field goal or something in overtime. And I just remember that feeling as a little kid, watching all these high school players come out and beat them in such a close game like that. That really just inspired me to keep playing football and play at the high school.
My freshman year when we won by the field goal.
My sophomore year when we won, we won at East Lyme. Our whole student section stormed the field. It was one of the best feelings ever.
Last year was definitely memorable, the blocked field goal, and then we went on to win. So that was definitely memorable. That whole game was just a fight too.
I mean, we could be 1-9 and this game would still mean everything.
If we don't win any other game, as long as we win Thanksgiving, it's like a great feeling. I always want to end the season on a win, especially against them.
It's time for the grade 8 plays that didn't make the grade 8. At number 8, Thames River's Anthony Santa Croce. Look at him refuse to go down against New London, 30-yard touchdown run. At number 7, Ella Viveris, Clark Lane Middle School with the flip throw. We love seeing those. At number 6, Cole Bray, NFA Soccer with the header.
That went in! That went in!
Of course it went in. It's the grade 8. At number 5, Trent Pesci, Killingly Soccer. Get up, Trent! Beautiful save. At number 4, McKenna Diodato, NFA Soccer. Look at the goal line save. Goalie, need to thank your defense on that one. At number 3, Greg Page, East Lyme Football. We know he's fast on the kickoff. He can't be this fast, can he? Look at the angle. Look at the angle. Page, he gone. 78 yards. At number 2, let's go to Bunnell. That's Stratford. Steven Mendoza and JT Turnage. Mendoza has to just throw it up. Hail Mary. But he's got his guy JT for the TD. Prayers answered for Bunnell. But at number 1, Roshawn Watkins, Thames River Crusaders football. Defense answers the call, rips it away, and he is off to the races. Big guy can fly 96 yards to the house. Hey, those grade 8 plays didn't make the grade 8, but they're a great 8 plays. Send us your best plays, and maybe you can make next week's grade 8.
Jax Higgins is a leader that we haven't had in a long time. He takes complete control. Just the positivity that he brings. His play obviously answers the bell too, but just his overall leadership in the locker room, team room, the talks he gives, his complete mindset, he's quite a player for us.
When I was in first grade, I played New London football. I was a running back. Like third week, I broke my arm. I was out for a little bit, and then I didn't play until my 5th grade year. Got a concussion at the end of the year. Parents didn't let me play until high school.
You know, his freshman year, he came in, he played for Ashmore. He made a huge dedication sacrifice in the offseason for his sophomore year. He gained a bunch of weight, hit the weight room.
I was very undersized. I wasn't this height. I wasn't this weight coming in my freshman year. I was short. I was always kind of insecure about it too. I was like 5'4", 125 pounds. And you know, I really started to take it seriously. Went from 125 to like 165 my sophomore year. Grew, played both sides of the ball my sophomore year. Nolda afterwards talked to me. He said he wants me to step up and transition to quarterback.
For the quarterback position, we're looking at his character and what he brings to the table to pretty much get the keys to this program and take this into a different direction, and Jax has been the guy.
I never, ever thought I'd be the quarterback here. I remember being a kid in 7th grade watching the 2019 team. Started off 4-0, same thing. I just remember sitting behind the bleachers and throwing the footballs with my boys, and I had no idea this is where I'd be 5 years later, 6 years later.
Listen, he's one of the hardest workers out here, so when he practices what he preaches, it's very easy for him to get the buy-in from the other players, and everybody respects him. He's just a good kid all around, and so he's easy to follow, easy to respect.
I think it's my job as a captain and the quarterback to have energy and to have a voice on this team. And it kind of gets the guys going, it gets the ball rolling. So I just think any way I can contribute to that, I'd gladly do it, and it's fun. You know what I mean? Who doesn't like being loud? Who doesn't like having fun playing football? I'll have like heartful conversations with them about how I'm feeling if we've had a bad practice or if we've had a good practice. Like, they're my brothers, I die for them. And you know, like, I'm gonna be vocal, I'm gonna have energy, it's just who I am.
Win on me, win on three. 1, 2, 3.
So this is my first year with Jacob. He's a sophomore, phenomenal athlete. He's a 3-sport athlete.
I wrestle and I play baseball. Especially like wrestling really helps with football because like taking people down and tackling, like similar, it helps. And baseball, I feel like you get like explosion.
Someone that in the ideal perfect world, we would have been able to kind of groom into the junior varsity level a little bit because Jacob is who he is. He's starting on both sides of the offensive and defensive line for us, and he's the only lineman right now that we have that is starting on both sides of the ball.
Was it surprising to come in as a sophomore, earn that starting role?
It kind of was, but I knew I was working hard all year, and I was really prepared for this.
It's just his work ethic. He works as hard or harder than anybody that we have on the team, which again, for being a really, really young team, it's exciting. So having someone with the youth that we know that's going to be a part of this program for a couple of years is really exciting.
Where does that work ethic come from?
It's always been wrestling because my coach always used to push me and our team. Wrestling really just pushed my stamina really high, so I've always been really conditioned.
For a sophomore to do that, where traditionally he's going to be undersized. Everybody he lines up again, either at the guard position, you know, we played him at defensive end. Just from an age standpoint, he has a lot of room to grow, and that's why, you know, the next year in the offseason and stuff, it's going to be really exciting with him. But his growth as a football player, it's just in the infancy stages. He has so much room to grow physically. Does that make him our left tackle in 2 years? Does that make him possibly even a starting middle linebacker in 2 years? I think the excitement is his football IQ is jumping from where he went into the offseason to where he is now and how he sees the game and what we're able to do with him. It's just, you know, sky's the limit.
Last year, defensively, we didn't really meet the expectations we wanted. We gave up at least 30 points a game, so coming this year we knew we wanted that to be different.
We knew we had to fix it up a little bit. We had to get a little more juice going on the defensive side of the ball. We had very high expectations as a staff of what this defense could do.
It's very personal for me because I feel like as the inside linebacker, I'm like the quarterback of the defense. So when a team goes up and scores, even like more than 2 touchdowns, I feel pretty offended. And it's, you know, no one wants that to happen, especially after such a bad season. You want to change that.
It wasn't like just 1 year where we all of a sudden were talking about what goals we wanted to have with these guys. You know, my first year was their freshman year. We sat down, we had expectations, goals we set, and these guys for the off season, they put in all that work to get there.
Oh yeah, I lift every day with Jax and Gabe. Spend every day in the weight room, and also this year we're lifting more during the season, conditioning more during the season, just trying to get better.
They made it a priority themselves, and you can just tell with the want that they have out there when they're playing. We're physical, we play fast, and these guys expect to win now.
I saw on the cross face-off and defensive midi. Face-off is one of the most physically demanding positions in lacrosse because in my mind it's like a wrestling match because you're always, every game, you're going against this other kid and you have to wrestle that ball out of their stick. And it really, the physicality in that game in lacrosse sort of transfers over to football for me. And I've played it since youth, so I feel like I brought it over with me.
So we're 7-0, it's been over 50 years. I think the last time we were 7-0 was 1973.
We don't want to slack. We don't want to let go. We want to keep pushing. We have tough opponents ahead. I know Wyndham's very skilled. NFA's pretty skilled. We just want to finish the season strong. We don't want to let up. We want to keep going hard.
Last year, Waterford senior number 4 on the grade 8, the Olympico kick. I'm here with Cam Dickinson. I don't think she can pull it off. It looks way too hard. I think it was a fluke. Get it done.
I got it.
That was just too easy, and that is a grade 8 play. Send in your best plays and see if you can beat that and make this year's grade 8 Olympico style.
Relive a century of history from the perspective of southeastern Connecticut with the new hardcover book, Front Page News, A Century of Big Stories in the Day, 1881 to 1981. This 136-page limited edition book captures the pulse of a region and a nation, showcasing the day's most iconic front pages from its first 100 years. Order today at theday.frontpagesbook.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/subscribe.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book. (34-7), Waterford on top, which means it's time for the best segment.
It looks like after I shaved and put alcolado on my neck.
3 pounds of pasta. That turkey was ready to gobble it up right there. Yep, see what I did there? Gobble it up. All right, so this is the segment where I ask the coach, Pasta Santabria, and I'm just going to bring Peter Wappy in for the whole time this time.
Man.
So all three. Because last time we were on game day, Peter went into the archives and got some of the great pictures and did an interactive 3 pounds of pasta.
Mm-hmm.
So we always do a traditional Thanksgiving Day one. And so I'm going to start off with a very, very simple one.
Okay.
I'm going to like to ask each of you, what is your favorite food on Thanksgiving?
Oh, man, I love my rice with pigeon peas and pulled pork.
So that's two different things.
Well,
Is it all together?
But it's all together, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Peter, what's your favorite Thanksgiving Day food?
Stuffing with gravy.
Stuffing with gravy. Okay. So question number one. If you could only have your beans and pulled pork and your stuffing with gravy, is that the only thing you could have on Thanksgiving for the rest of your life? Or you could have all the other foods on Thanksgiving, but not that.
Ooh.
Which would you do?
Well, my brother, I ain't going to lie. That has everything in it, so I'll have to say I'm going to stick with what I got because that puts me to sleep faster than turkey.
I think I'd be okay with eating only stuffing and gravy for every meal from now on, not just Thanksgiving.
That's
wow.
good.
All right, I like that. So for me,
loyalty for the
I don't know how
food.
I would look after
I don't
a year
know.
of that. But
You'll be a little bit like me, just a touch. Nothing
for me, Thanksgiving is tough because I don't have the one thing that I love. I believe it or not, there's a cream spinach that I love, and I don't eat spinach ever.
Really?
But
What?
there's also the cranberry jello hello that I love. There's also the stuffing. There's a sweet potato stuffing thing that
Your taste buds is you like.
So
really
I don't know.
unique, yeah.
I think I could give up any one of them in favor of all the others. So I'm going to take the
Okay.
field. You guys have your individuals.
You know what?
I'm going
I
to
like
take
that.
the field.
Yeah.
Okay. Second pound of pasta involves the rivalries of today. We talked about Bacon Academy and Ram playing for the Rail and Ledyard and Fitch playing for the Sword. So if you could play for anything in a rivalry, what would be the coolest thing you could think of that you would want to play for in any rivalry game that you might have?
You ready for this one?
Yeah.
I would like to have the big size super JVC radio. And you're playing for the beat, right? And so at the end of the game, you could lift this big radio over your shoulder like back in the day, and then play your alma mater music to it.
That's pretty good.
So
I like that.
The winner plays the alma mater, and they could play right in front and then point to the fans, put the JVC in front.
Has a little say anything vibe to it.
You know
I
what
can
I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Peter, what would yours be?
So to keep it Thanksgiving themed, I think the winner of the rivalry game there should be a hot pies on the sideline.
Whoa.
The winner gets to eat the pie, and the loser has to watch the winner eat the pies.
Oh, man.
That's actually that's solid.
There's sportsmanship out the door.
That's solid. See, now, I've always thought that not enough was made of the mascots of the rivalry. So, for example, you've got a Viking versus a Lancer here.
Oh.
I would think
halftime
that if that you should have to make the opposing team wear your mascot. So if Waterford wins, East Lyme's got to wear a suit of armor.
Wow.
And if East Lyme wins, Waterford has to don a Viking helmet and yell "Skol."
It's Skol, right?
Make them wear it. But if I had to play for one thing, if I was going to play for one thing, I want that. I love the giant. I love the turkey legs at the end when they move out.
Yeah.
But I'd want the big mug of mead. I want
Oh.
the big mug of mead, like that giant mug of mead, like the Stanley
Could it be
Cup.
like Dr. Pepper? 'Cause-
No, it cannot. It cannot be Dr. Pepper. It needs to be.
I need to get something to
apple
put things
cider.
up. There you go. We can work on that. I'm good with
right.
that. Yeah, apple cider. Yeah.
All right. So the third pound of pasta is going to be something a little off the beaten path, and it's only because of something Peter brought up. Peter, you mentioned that the Division III soccer Final Four is official, and three of those teams are NESCAC schools, which is Conn College, Amherst, and Middlebury, are all in the Final Four. Similarly,
Did you say Wesleyan?
I did not say Wesleyan. No,
just making sure.
Wesleyan, by the way, won. Did I mention they won the NESCAC football championship this year?
They did. They did. You said last week 9-1?
Yeah, 9-1. They won the NESCAC football championship. Okay, you can't have football and soccer.
And two coaches in the NFL, correct?
And two coaches.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I learned.
But here in the ECC, we have 4 of the Class SS teams. So you have 75% of the soccer is the NESCAC, 50% of the field in SS is. So here's the question. Is it easier to be in a championship tournament with teams that you already know or teams that you don't already know?
That's a real good question.
So, for example, Killingly may have to play 3 ECC teams
Imagine that.
to win a
They could.
championship.
They could.
Is that easier or is that harder?
I think it would be easier for Killingly because you can access more film, because you have your local teams that could be able to pull that out, as opposed to teams that are from other parts of the state where you only can extract probably year 2, whatever. I know there's rules and regulations, but getting information will be a lot easier if you're playing with a team that you've been in the league with.
What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, if you're a Killingly and you're undefeated, and your game plan is we're going to do what we do,
right?
I think maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you're a team where you have to game plan, I'm sure that it's a lot more likely when you're playing someone from the other side of the state that there's going to be some wrinkle that you just weren't ready for.
Yeah.
So that begs the question, right? We talk about in sports how hard it is to beat a team 3 times in a season. Would you rather play a team that you've already beaten twice, or would you rather play a team that you've never seen?
Ooh. To me, yeah, that's very close because when you beat somebody twice, there's that edge of energy coming back to beat them. So it's all based on personnel. I mean, for me, if I'm going to face somebody that plays Tyson dominated,
Eric,
let's go see them. But if it's someone that's very close, that's that Rocky Balboa mentality with me, that team probably will have an edge on you. So, yeah.
Peter, beat a team 3 times or play a team you've never seen?
I think I'm going into that third game confident if I beat them twice already.
Yeah.
Ready, Eric?
Love it. There you are. Here's your 3 pounds of pasta. We're heading into the second half.
Boy, am I full.
34-7. Waterford on top. They'll kick off here. Kick goes high and towards the sideline and bounces into the end zone. So the rare high school touchback.
Mm-hmm. The first one I've seen this year. I think so.
Yeah, we don't see many of those. Yeah. And East Lyme will come out. And now it's Thanksgiving. It's 34-7. We're close to a running clock. We're not there yet. So I'm going to take this time to do a public service announcement in advance, which is, ladies and gentlemen, there is a good chance that by the 4th quarter of this game, there will be players playing in the game that are not normally in the game. We will do our very best to identify all of them, but occasionally some of them are not on the roster or the roster is inaccurate.
Yep.
And if that happens, my apologies.
Yes, we extend it. And I would like to apologize, too, after this play.
First down, handoff, and the line keeps pushing forward, giving a little bit of wiggle room there for, I believe that was Bazzelli, and it is, and he'll get 3. The other apology is that we are doing our very best to keep our cameras clean and get you the best view that we can. But you have to understand the old adage, when it rains, it pours. Well, it is officially true as of now. It rained, and now it is pouring. And the wind is blowing directly at the cameras, which is why you're seeing some of the schmutz.
That's a way to say it. I like that.
Second down, Garrow from the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, rolls, throws, and incomplete over the head of Sister. It'll be third down.
And everybody out there, I just want to throw it out there. I'm trying to keep my control, but Casey just served us a huge slice of pecan pie that goes beyond the sugar levels of my capacity, so I hope that I won't overexceed the voice. But if I do, pardonnez-moi. That's French, right?
That is French.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We'll try to get you scores from around the league as well. Of course, New London NFA, Ledyard Fitch. Right now it's 14-7, Ledyard on top. New London was up 3 scores against NFA. Westerly was tied with Stonington. On third and long,
right.
Garrow cannot escape the grasp
Lucas
of Waterford linebacker Lucas Borez, but Borez helps him up. Fourth down, and you'll see the punting unit come on for East Lyme.
Yeah, good job with Lucas right there. Taking on the block, then getting off that block to engage with another one, and keeping his feet under himself so he can make that play. That was great effort there.
New London was up 26-7. Demetrius Fletcher has 4 touchdowns in that game.
Damn.
Good snap. Punt is away, and Spencer takes it at his own 40-yard line, and he'll get 6-yard return, and that's where Waterford will have its first possession of the second half. And Higgins is coming onto the field here to start the second half for Waterford, and we'll see how far he stays in this one. He's looked good. Spencer comes up gingerly on that one, which would also solve the riddle of does Higgins stay into the game, because Spencer's the backup running quarterback.
Yeah, this is kind of a tricky thing. I mean, I know that we've seen coaches that talk at halftime and say, okay, what do we want to do with our personnel? We're going to have 1-versus-1s. Until then, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a coach. I want to make sure I can secure all my athletes, and number 4 trot not like that concerns me.
No, I think it, not to put too fine a term on it, I think it was a giblet issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that one.
Handoff, Hernandez. Good job by the defensive line of East Lyme, staying sturdy. No gain. Coming up out of the pack for the Vikings again was Jack Hayes. 2nd and 10.
You know, Vikings, I'm saying, I know they're being dominated right now, but they're a very young group, and they've had a tough experience of learning some of the games. But what I like about them is that they're continuing to fight and play. So whatever the coaching staff is doing to keep them energized to play like that, kudos to them. You know, hopefully we'll see some kind of a adjustment that they can do to get some points on the board.
Second down, Higgins stands at his 45-yard line. Bumgardner across the formation, and he was going to take the jet sweep in place of Spencer, but whistle, and it's against Waterford, and that'll back it up 5 yards. 2nd and long. Call it 2nd and 14. Spencer still on the sideline dealing with where he took a helmet, it looks like.
Yeah. Probably a little contusion, a little Charlie horse.
Handoff to Rassicott, and Rassicott gets back to the original line of scrimmage and then shoved backwards by the Vikings, and there comes the flag.
Well, the defense called a great stunt blitz game right there. They mixed it up, tried to attack the A-gaps, and they had a chance to shoot a couple players there, but let's see what the penalty's all about. There's the ball boy rotating the footballs.
Yeah, penalty against East Lyme.
Oh, tough.
And that'll get marked off.
Personal foul. That's going to be a tough one for them. That might give them the first down, Case, right?
15. It was 2nd, and it should be enough for a first down.
See, I'll tell you right now, Mr. Popek will be proud of me right now.
Basic math skills still on point. Yep. That penalty will take Waterford all the way to the East Lyme 40-yard line. So you're definitely going to want to pay attention to the day throughout the course of today and tomorrow, because as all of these Thanksgiving Day games get announced and put into the mix, the playoff picture will come more into focus. The only thing we know for sure is that Killingly and Wyndham will host playoff games.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, the other thing we know for certain is that Waterford and Ledyard will be in playoff games. As of right now, it appears New London will be in a playoff game. As of right now, it appears Fitch will not be in a playoff game. However, Fitch and New London are both subject to the other teams. Fitch needs to win first.
Right, he needs to win.
And they're losing. New London's winning, but they might need help. So you got to pay attention to the day, and we'll get you all the best answers to your questions. Spencer's back into the game for Waterford on his first down play from the East Lyme 40.
Good to see him back. There's a lot of cha-ching when it comes to the playoff points out there. And families, I would love to explain it, but it goes beyond my explanations. As I said, win here, win there, points of teams that you've beaten, collected, and teams that you have had a chance to beat other teams can collect points. So there's a lot of avenues there that in the end we'll find out where they're at.
And we'll do a little playoff 101 here in a moment as Higgins on first down stands at the East Lyme 45-yard line. Handoff and nothing there. Handoff went to Haffey, the freshman, and he lost 2.
Hey, Jacob Palermo did a great job right there, shooting through the gap and then breaking down to make that play. Again, East Lyme is playing resilient. Even though the score doesn't show it, they're working really hard to get their best opportunities to make plays here on this day.
Higgins, motion across, Lombardi. Lombardi with the jet sweep. Lombardi get to the outside, and he gone. Touchdown,
Wow.
Gabe Lombardi, the speedster. You can't let him get to the outside.
No
it's
way.
like the old Tecmo Bowl.
Yep.
He gets outside, and no one's catching him.
Yeah, one of the things that the corner did, and I know he was trying to just go back, he went back inside. He should have just been outside shoulder free and then squeezed that running back in, but no, it didn't go that way. And that speed again for Waterford is the advantage for another touchdown.
40-7. Lancers on top. Phillip in for the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick is up, and it is good. 41-7. Waterford, hard to believe they were down 7-6 at one point.
Here comes that jet sweep right at us on the camera as he takes it. Look at the block inside. 34 kicks it in, and then right to the outside again. Speed into the end zone. Great play, great call, great action.
So the Lancers with a big lead here on Thanksgiving Day. So for Playoff 101, without getting into specifics, it is as follows. You get a certain number of points for every win that you have.
Yep.
You get bonus points if you beat a team that's bigger than you, higher up than you
Kinda
in
like
the class rankings, if you will. So you get an extra point. So these are not the actual numbers, but to make you understand, you might get 100 points for every win and 150 points when you beat a team that's bigger than you. That's just an example. That's not the actual numbers, just an example.
Yep.
In addition, you get points for every team that you beat, teams that they beat.
That's right.
So you get bonus points. So for example, after this kick from Phillip, taken by Page at the 20-yard line, and Page, nice return out to the 40. So I'll make it a simple one. Bacon Academy only won 2 games this year.
Right.
But Waterford beat Bacon Academy. So Waterford got points when it beat Bacon, and now got bonus points for Bacon's win on Tuesday because they beat Bacon.
It's a good incentive.
So every time, so if you beat teams that are 7-2, you got more bonus points than if you beat teams that finish 2-7.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. First down, Vikings. Screen pass being set up, floated in the air, and read well by Waterford's Van Overloop. And we got a flag on the play.
I'm hoping to see what that is, because that just was a well-played read by the linebacker. Overloop saw that happening. The lineman should have picked him up. Let's see what we got.
Officials are talking it over.
They're having a good conversation.
Wouldn't be surprised if they picked this flag up.
You want steak or you want turkey? I'll take the turkey. Come on, you give me the leg. You got the gravy? All right, we're going to call it together. All right, here go hash browns.
Illegal man downfield. the lineman got ahead, but they're going to – Waterford will Is that that's not a dead ball penalty, so Waterford should be able to decline it and take the play, which they did. So 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the linemen have to stay within that line of scrimmage. They cannot go downfield until the receiver has the ball.
2nd and 9.5. Garrow at his own 35-yard line. Wide toss. McPherson.
Ball's ripped.
Ball's on the turf.
Woo!
Either way, it's a loss of yard. Spencer's the first one on it, and it'll be 3rd and 10 for East Lyme.
Now, I got to say, the Waterford defense, what they came with their game plan today is really effective, and I love that they're just playing that high energy. To me, they're kind of that playoff team that we want to see, and we talked about it before, how their defense was just getting there. This is probably the best I've seen so far in a couple years. It's the old 34 defense Bill Belichick would be proud of.
3rd and 10. Garrow wants to throw. Out in the flat it goes, off of McPherson's hands. He corrals it, and then he's brought down by Bumgarner. Bumgarner trying to rip it away again. He got getting greedy.
Listen, on a game like this, everybody wants a turkey leg, and they want that football too.
So 4th and 10, and East Lyme will punt it away. Spencer will go back and stand at his own 30, and he will await the kick from Bruno. Finn Bruno, who's done a nice job as the kicker here, sophomore for East Lyme. Snap is good. Line drive kick taken by Spencer right at his 30. Cuts it inside and crosses the 35. Flag comes in late. That looks to me like maybe a little bit of extracurriculars by the Waterford and East Lyme guys, maybe going at each other a little bit. Let's see what the call becomes.
This Bay rivalry will continue. Let's see what we got.
6:24 remaining in the 3rd. All Waterford, as they have scored 35 consecutive points.
Wow. That's a rhythm right there.
It all started with that kick return touchdown by Lombardi.
Yeah.
Then we saw Hernandez with a long touchdown.
Explosive run, yeah.
Bumgarner ripping it away for the defensive
ripper.
touchdown.
Yeah, took that.
Higgins with a long touchdown, and then Lombardi with another long touchdown.
Yeah.
That penalty will back the Lancers up all the way to their own 22-yard line. Clock runs with 6:24 remaining here in the 3rd. Higgins gonna throw out into the flat, little screen pass. It goes. Gain of 3 or 4 on the play. Nothing there. East Lyme doing a nice job. Defense still running to the football. Spencer was the receiver on the play. I'll give him a gain of 2, and now they're moving it up another yard. So 3-yard gain, but good job. East Lyme still flowing to the football.
Yeah, they're flying around. I think the rain is kind of slowing down. They might be getting a little clearance way down yonder over there. Man, these clouds are moving pretty fast, Case. That's got to be a lot of wind outside.
That sounded really hopeful, but not really accurate.
Just a slight gleam of hope, you know. Maybe.
It was very hopeful. I appreciate the optimism.
Yeah.
Handoff and nothing there. Hernandez got hit as soon as he touched the football. It'll be 3rd and 7. I was watching the Saturday Night Live Thanksgiving special last night, and there was an old special sketch with Daniel Radcliffe was the special guest. That's Harry Potter, if you're not sure, out there. And he was playing the weatherman on this Rhode Island network.
Yeah.
After this play, I'll describe, because your comment just reminded me a little bit of him on this. 3rd and 5. Higgins taking his time. Clock under 5 minutes in the 3rd. Snap is high. Higgins is going to keep it himself, and he trips and falls on the wet turf, and it'll be 4th down. So they go to the weatherman, and he's got a full turkey suit on, right, with the nose and everything.
Yeah.
And he's got animated turkeys in the background on the green screen, and he's going to do the turkey wrap, right? So he starts doing the turkey wrap, and everyone's loving it. And while he's doing the turkey wrap, the emergency warning system across the bottom of the screen alerts everyone that a once-of-a-lifetime storm is about to hit the Rhode Island coast.
Wow.
And he has no idea about it because he's been too busy writing and doing his rap.
Yeah.
Punt taken at the 50-yard line by Page. Page gets bagged from the outside, and East Lyme will have great field position at the 30. And they're asking him, they're saying, why are you, why don't you know about this storm? He's like, well, I may have been spending a lot of my time writing the rap, getting the rhyme and the choreography down. And so at the beginning, there were Boy Scouts cleaning up the beach.
Yeah.
And they went back. They went to the Boy Scouts, and they were all gone. And the woman on the scene was, they were taken by the sea. And the poor weatherman's like, well, maybe the worst of the storm's lightening up.
Oh my God!
And then they showed the radar, and it was like the biggest thing you've ever seen coming over the top. That's what I feel like you just did. Right
Yeah, I'll give you a story of Hurricane Gloria when you get a chance here. My first moment of experiencing that. Yeah.
East Lyme, 1st and 10 from the Waterford 30. Garrow's going to keep it himself. Looks for a block, bounces it outside, gets 9 on 1st down. Nice run from Jacob Garrow.
That's what East Lyme needs to do. So back in the day, I think in 1984, 85 was Hurricane Gloria.
Yep.
I was living in the projects, and at that time the first wave came, and we had the eye of the storm. Never knew what the eye of the storm was. I go back outside. I'm telling the friends, hey, it's sunny, it's beautiful. There's clouds around it. And then my aunt's coming like, hurry up, come back inside. And I'm like, come on, we're going to go to the park. And that wind came back and threw me into that door. And ever since then, I've respected hurricanes. Yeah.
I was down at the Wall in New London watching the surf.
Yeah.
During that moment, and I got back in the house as well because
that wind was tough.
It was the biggest surf I had ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
2nd down, handoff. Taking it to the outside is Dupre, and he'll be just shy of the 1st down. My cousin was scheduled to get married 3 days after the hurricane. Of course, there was no power anywhere.
Yeah, no power.
They ended up getting married by candlelight in the day, and brought in generators to do some basic running of and they turned it into an outdoor wedding. And
that's what's up. That's
and
awesome.
Actually, it turned out to be very nice. But I remember thinking because I was alive for the blizzard of '78, and I remember having to be carried by my grandfather because the snow was taller than me.
Really tall.
He had to carry me across the street to his house. 3rd and short. Garrow hands to Dupre, and big hit.
Big 42.
Van Overloop.
My God, Overloop.
He got him short of the 1st. It'll be 4th down, and East Lyme will go for it.
That was a great play. Again, that's a traditional middle guard stunt. I know Papa Bunicor, if you're hearing out there, that was one that you probably smile and giggle about. That nose guard sliding into one gap, backer coming right up there to get that a gap taken care of, and he was untouched. Man.
4th down, Vikings. East Lyme trying to finish the season on a positive note here, putting together a couple of good drives. Can they convert on this 4th and 3? Timeout. Vikings, they'll talk it over, and we'll take a quick timeout. It's 41-7 Waterford. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. At the end of today's game, you'll have the Philomenas Player of the Game. Game Day is brought to you by Philomenas. It's always game day at Philomenas, southeastern Connecticut's go-to destination for events, fine food, and great atmosphere. Offering an all-new brunch menu, wing and drink specials, and live music, Philomenas provides the premier atmosphere for viewing all of your college and pro football. Stop in and see Mike or Sarah sit at the brand-new bar, or reserve your party in one of 3 private dining areas. Everyone's family at Philomenas. You're also going to want to follow Game Day CT after the game for the Science Top Play. Pave the way. 4th down. Garrow keeps it right to the stick, and I don't think he got there. We'll wait for the spot.
Again, the 2-0, the big man. Playing a phenomenal game, brother. Cole Bumgardner.
Waterford will take over on downs. East Lyme got to the stick but couldn't quite get there. The Waterford defense has held, and they will have it. Ball will be marked right outside the 20-yard line. So Waterford with 1:46 remaining in the 3rd.
Looks like they still got their soldiers out there for the series.
Sheehan up top of Lyman, 28-0. They look like they will stay in the 3 spot and advance into the Double S playoffs on Tuesday. 1st down, and Higgins is out of the game for Waterford. Handoff to Hernandez Not much there. So that snap went to number 49, Lucas Rassicott, the sophomore.
Yeah, Lucas had a chance to coach his dad. Great young man, great family there.
Westerly 12, Stonington 6 in the longest consecutive high school football Thanksgiving Day rivalry. 32-7, New London on top as Demetrius
Whalers.
Fletcher has 5 touchdowns.
Attaboy.
And we'll try to get you Ledger Fitch when we can. Second down.
Here's the
Counter, Spencer. Spencer bounces it outside. It'll be up close to the first down. It'll be 3rd and short when we come back on this 3rd down play.
You know, complementary plays, for those families that don't understand, is a play that's effective for one gap and then comes back with a play that goes to a gap that's available. And that's why you hear counter or you hear like a misdirection off of it. And that's what Waterford's really good at. Once they can deceive a defense to think that this specific player is going to have the ball, it could be the fullback, it could be the quarterback, and leading to that 3rd running back character here. And that's difficult to defend when you have that kind of power in your offense.
3rd and about 3. Rassicott is the quarterback. Higgins is done for the day. 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd. Motion across. Handoff. Lombardi. Lombardi shows that speed to the outside. He'll have a first down up near midfield, and that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter, or we're done with 3. 41-7 Waterford. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. At the end of today's game, you'll have the Philomenas player of the game. Game Day is brought to you by Philomenas. It's always Game Day at Philomenas, southeastern Connecticut's go-to destination for events, fine food, and great atmosphere. Offering an all-new brunch menu, wing and drink specials, and live music, Philomenas provides the premier atmosphere for viewing all of your college and pro football. Stop in and see Mike or Sarah sit at the brand-new bar, or reserve your party in one of 3 private dining areas. Everyone's family at Philomenas. And you're also going to want to follow Game Day CT after the game for the Scient Top Play. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. (41-7) as we're about to start the 4th quarter. Waterford with the football. Jax Higgins is done for the day. He will stay on the sidelines after proving himself healthy and durable here in this Thanksgiving Day game, as Waterford will prepare for their Tuesday opening round playoff game in Class SS. We'll see who they get. We don't know yet. We don't know much of anything in terms of the final rankings. They'll all be coming in the next couple of days. High snap. Rassicott the throw. And it's
intercepted. Oh!
See, this is why you don't exclaim in the middle of a play.
That's right.
You don't know.
You know what? That pecan just popped out of my lips. Did you see that?
You just false
advertised.
advertised.
That button. You know what? I feel like that character from Looney Tunes. I got to get that button on top of the
Would you
bed.
look at your leg right now?
I'm revving. I feel like my sugar is at 200 right now.
Fitch and Ledger tied 14 all,
well, that's
which
a good one.
gives the Falcons some hope. Hey, we hadn't factored in that. What happens if Fitch ties? You sure you can? Sure you can. You just play. You're going to play till tomorrow?
Yeah. Well,
tie.
You're going to miss out.
No ties. Okay. There's no ties in football. 2nd and long here, 2nd and 10. Rassicott is our new quarterback. He hands off to Hernandez. Big hole. Hernandez, who already has a long touchdown on the day, will get 7 more there. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 as the clock runs with 11 minutes and change. Of course, at the end of this one, I am going to get my umbrella, and I'm going to brave the elements. I'll head down onto the field. You'll be able to watch the interview with Coach Zeth Nolda of Waterford, as well as the Philomenas player of the game. They will, of course, be awarded the player of the game day shirt courtesy of Sporties in Waterford. I will have to go down on the field after this one and do that. And
Chase, has there ever been a chance where an offensive line as a unit that done well, make all these superstars look all pretty, get a credit like that?
I will answer that question after this third and short. 3rd and 4, Waterford in East Lyme territory. Rassicott waiting for the snap. Keeps it himself. He'll have the first down, crosses the 40 to the 34-yard line. I believe in the past we have given out a unit award to the offensive line. It's happened before. It is definitely something that we've talked about. I think we gave one out to a defensive unit one time for a shutout where they just didn't allow a first down kind of a thing.
That's awesome. That's good.
But as a rule, we do not, and the reason for that is twofold. And I'll share those both after this first down play. First down, Waterford, ball in East Lyme territory. Clock almost 10 minutes here in the 4th. Handoff. Now that was a nice moment because Lucas Rassicott handed it off to Jacob Rassicott.
Ain't that a brotherly love right here for Thanksgiving?
So you've heard of the brotherly shove.
That's right.
That's just flat out brotherly love.
That's brotherly love. TJ must be happy right now, smiling. Or if you're over there across the other side, TJ, love you, brother.
What would be great was if it was an RPO and he pulled it out of his brother's stomach and kept it himself.
And kept it. Then they'd be all fighting for the drumstick. You know?
And at Thanksgiving, you never share with your brother.
You know,
Why don't you share with your brother?
Give him the turkey leg for.
2nd and 8.
Yeah, I'm just really enjoying the offensive line today. These guys from Waterford have done an amazing job.
Ball's on the turf, and the Vikings.
Dad's going to get him.
Well, that time he was trying to give it to Griffin Happy.
Oh, okay, all right.
So listen, I'm not making a judgment. But when your quarterback wears 39 and he's trying to give it to number 49, the chances are that something could go wrong.
It could go wrong. Yeah, those numbers are always there. We call those the uniques, you know.
East Lyme will take over. So the two main reasons we don't give it to a unit. Number one is then I have to interview 5 people instead of 1, and it becomes a difficult logistically. And also because we're giving them a shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving 5 shirts out.
Yeah, and the shirts are not that big for the linemen.
I don't have the double X's.
They're all mediums.
Garrow on first down. Hands it off. Page heads to the outside. Page has a first down for the Vikings crossing the 45-yard line. 9:06 remaining here in the ball game. Waterford with a commanding 41-7 lead, and the wind's getting stronger. The rain's coming down harder.
Yep, that clearance went away. That was such a beautiful clearance. It was like a 3-foot clearance. It looked like the sun was going to gleam, and then just close right up like icing on a cake. Man, speaking of sweets, I'm feeling it right now, but I think I'm not going to eat any for the rest of the day.
I think I've single-handedly spiked Pasta's blood sugar into the stratosphere.
My lazy eye straight right now.
First down. Page comes across the formation. Little counter play, no good.
These young athletes are getting some shine today.
Haffey, the freshman, has played really, really well defensively. He came up and made the hit in the backfield, loss of 2.
Yeah.
Give credit to that Waterford defensive unit, too. The only points they gave up was on the short field, the 20-yard drive. And other than that, they have been, not just stout. East Lyme's really not managed to move the ball much at all. The Waterford defensive unit's played really well. And as much as he likes seeing Jax Higgins back, and Higgins, by the way, not playing defense.
Yeah, imagine that.
It's the defense, I think, that he's going to be most pleased with today. Same play this time.
Woo!
And Sestairs
having a great time.
Met in the backfield. Coming up again is Haffey.
Woo!
The New London Whalers, 40. NFA, 7. Demetrius Fletcher, Demo, 6 touchdowns on the day. What a day for that young man and the Fletcher family.
Amen.
The Fletcher family, no strangers to big Thanksgiving days.
Yep. We Whalers are all third cousins. You know that, right? Like we're related, Casey, right?
Oh, yeah. All Whalers are, actually. We trace our bloodlines. Garrow. Handoff again. McPherson bounces outside. Overloop tried to get him. And out of bounds, he's hit, and that'll be a flag as McPherson was hit a little bit late.
Yeah.
And they'll tack on 15. I think that's just one of those. It's not a malicious hit.
No,
I think
he
it's
was
just one of those.
hustling.
You kind of lose
Yeah.
track of where the sideline is, and you're focused on the guy, and you hit him, and then you're like, oh, I'm 5 yards out of bounds.
Exactly. Just an angle of pursuit right there. You know, you see that he took it, and he's understanding what's going on. Coach is going to replace him there to talk to him a little bit. I know he's hobbling, but, yeah, it didn't seem to be something that was malicious. Young guys are trying to get their last plays in for the year in regards to Thanksgiving, and they want to make a play to show their parents that they've been doing a great job.
Yeah, you know, again, I've been a part of Thanksgiving as a broadcaster. I've been it as a fan, being it as a parent. You know, watching these seniors that I've watched play since they were 5 years old, 6 years
Imagine
old.
that.
You know, some of them who are never playing football again.
Yeah.
McPherson with the handoff, breaks one tackle, gets past the 30 to the 20-yard line. Nice run.
Beautiful run.
Logan McPherson eluded one and broke one. Big gain for East Lyme. You know, it's funny because you forget sometimes for some of these seniors, right? They're not going to play football in college. They're not playing, and you know how much goes into what they do on a day-to-day. And for these East Lyme kids, you know, many of them, this is their last high school football game.
Yeah,
and well, it's also maybe their last football game.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it's a big deal. Very emotional day. McPherson again with the handoff. This time he's brought down from behind. Flying up is Braden Wheeler. He makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd and long.
You speaking about that, you know, I'm going back right now reflecting on my last game that we had against Fitch, and the last snap that I took, and to reflect and just get on the knee and pray and thank God that I had an opportunity to be a part of a great program. And then you know, at that time there was only the best of the best could be in the championships. You know, we were 8-2 and we didn't make it. You know,
I remember that.
And just to sit
Fitch
back
went
and
10-0 one year and didn't make it.
And didn't make it either.
That helped them argue. That was when the case got argued pretty heavily that
Right.
you got to do something about it because you can't be undefeated and not make it.
Yeah.
Garrow to throw, rolling, looks, throws, incomplete, looking for Sestair. It'll be 3rd down. You know, the parents were talking Tuesday night. AJ's good friend, Daniel Zarita, who is a senior as well at Bacon, had a really good year. AJ had no intention on playing football ever.
No,
he was a soccer player.
Yeah.
He was a big kid, but he was a soccer player. He would go over to Daniel's house, and they would play football in the front yard where all they did was throw it and tackle each other.
Yep, they killed
and
him, right?
Daniel's like, you need to stop playing soccer. You need to come play football and block for me.
Yeah.
He's like, you're too big. He's like, come block for me. So
Yeah.
Daniel talked AJ, and Daniel's father was talking about that. He's like, I remember AJ saying to me, Daniel wants me to play football so I can block for him. I think I'm going to do that.
It's a little imbalance right here where the extra lineman goes to the one side. You see right here?
Yep, Page comes in motion.
They think they got Waterford on it.
Garrow rolls, but
Whoa.
he's got nowhere to go. Fly into the football. Freshman Griffin Haffey.
Wow.
And that was snuffed out rather easily.
Wow,
Huge
he
loss.
just shot through the gap, went through that block, and made a play.
I love how Haffey plays. He plays one speed, and it's fast and downhill. So AJ goes out for football, and he says, I'm only playing until 8th grade.
Yep.
I'm not playing in high school. I don't want
I
any
remember
part of high
that,
school
yeah.
football. But I want to block for Daniel.
Yeah.
Then he lost his 8th grade year to COVID.
Exactly, yeah.
And he didn't have a football season. And all of a sudden, in the summer before his freshman year, he's like, yeah, I'm going to play football in high school.
I remember we were at Ledger at a game, and he came up to me and said, yeah, Theo, I'm going to try out. And I'm like, okay, go for it. Do your best. And we told me he was a center.
Yeah.
Man, my heart just pounded with joy. Yeah.
4th and long. Garrow looking. Now he's pressured. Running. Nice block, but nothing there. And he's not going to even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Lancers will take over with 4:37 remaining in the ballgame.
Say Haffey again.
AJ Adamick. I call him AJ Automatic.
Automatic, yeah.
And he has put Ledgerd back on top, 20-14.
That's a close game right there, definitely.
So I don't want to say as expected, but we expected a couple of the games today to be close. We weren't sure about a couple of others, and everything is sort of factoring in. So in this game, Waterford's already in, and they're obviously well on their way to victory. New London needed a big win over NFA. They're on their way to it. They may need some help. We will see. But I wouldn't want to play, if I were a team, I mean, imagine getting New London as the 8 or 7 seed. I wouldn't want to play them with the way they're playing right now, with the weapons they have.
If they go, wait, there's a rematch right there, right? because they go against Hand.
And I don't think they want any part of that either. Rassicot with the handoff, and he'll be pushed back after a short gain. Clock now down to 4.5.
It's amazing, Casey, how we've seen teams, come up and produce in the beginning, having some hard times, and then making it to the playoffs. The story is always about 10 games and finding out where you can fit in.
Yeah, so unfortunately, New London, if they do get in, they're looking at Hand or Brookfield.
Oof, those are two tough teams right there.
They are, but it would be interesting to see the rematch with Hand. I think they're a decided underdog, obviously, because Hand's matured. Hand was playing their first game as well.
Right.
And they've matured into the class of the state. But it'd be interesting to see how much closer those two teams are after a full season. Brookfield has been absolutely dominant defensively. They've been amazing. So, but getting in the playoffs is the start. 2nd and 8. Motion across the formation. Jet sweep. Seliokis.
You got that one?
Close to the first down. Max Seliokis.
Wow.
The senior. You know what? There you go. There's the senior.
That's the reason why Thanksgiving's special, too.
Right there.
You're right. Some seniors that come in and may not be that top player, and given the opportunity to finish off on that field it's a great experience.
3.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Waterford on their way.
Casey, I don't know about you, and I don't know if it was the pecan pie, but I thought right now it was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the way the lights are on right now. And then I looked at my watch, and it's like we're not even at midday. Oh, boy. America, watch out for Casey's pecan pie. Oh, there you go. We got some more seniors.
Antonelli, another senior in at guard for Waterford, trying to get anybody they can that's senior into the ball game. Clock ticking now down to 2:50. There's the line judge putting his hands back, the back judge rather, putting the hand up. Hand off, Rassicot straight up the middle, decent gain. Now for the Vikings, for these seniors, it's their last high school game. So something I like to do every year on Thanksgiving Day is give a shout out to the seniors on the team. East Lyme's Matt Madole, if it's Madoli, Greg Page, Alex Maxim, Wade Larson. I'm going to give a shout out to the team manager. He's next door in the booth doing all the hard work, Mark Gendron. Also a senior, Cyrus Astaire, Adam Sheriff, Carson Donat, a friend of a friend, my guy Dave Donat's son, Carson. 2nd down play here for Waterford. And again, they'll wait. Hand goes up. Snap will come. Motion man across. High snap. So he'll keep it himself, and Rassicot will be right up towards the first down marker before he's ridden down just shot. Jonathan Harms, Jack Hayes, and John Poirier are your seniors for East Lyme. So for all of those East Lyme seniors playing their last high school football game today, congratulations on that effort. All sports put the work in, but to be a football player, it's a little different. Yeah. It requires a little different. Not everyone can do it. It's hard. And so for all the seniors across sports, that are ending their careers, their high school careers, it's a tough time. But for those seniors from East Lyme, well done. Way to put the effort in. We're down under just to about a minute remaining here as Waterford's going to just eat this clock out. 3rd down, first down should end it. It'd actually be close to ending it even if they don't get the first down. Back judge's hand comes up. There's the snap. Hand off to Rassicot. The officials would be crazy if they don't give him the first down.
They're moving the chains, I think. Yeah, he's going to
move the chains, and that will end it there. 43 seconds remaining. So for us here at Game Day, we are hopeful that we will be somewhere Tuesday night for a Class SS playoff game.
That's awesome.
We'll take it day by day from there as to whether or not where we are and what we're doing, but we are hopeful. It's not there yet because we're still in the fall season, but don't forget, December 23rd.
I think, I got it locked in myself, brother.
December 23rd, live from Mohegan Sun, the Game Day, the Day Holiday Classic.
Awesome.
Basketball. Wheeler and Old Lyme. Notre Dame and Hill House, New London and St. Bernard's. That's all the Day Holiday Classic. Here at East Lyme High School, 41-7. Waterford with a big win. So you're going to want to check all of our social medias. You're going to have the interview with head coach Zeth Nolda as well as the Philomena's player of the game day. You're going to want to find out who the Scient play of the game came from. Lots of good stuff still. For the entire game day crew, the coach, Pasta Santabria, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Brothers.
Have a safe holiday. Eat, take a nap, watch some football, enjoy your loved ones. And from here at East Lyme High School, 41-7, Lancers, they head into the Class SS playoffs. Who they play and where they play and when they play, you're going to have to watch the day
That's right.
to find out. Thank you all for watching Game Day live on theday.com.